Good morning, President Wilson. I've got a quick question for you. What was your campaign slogan this year?
Well, good question. People said that I kept them out of the war.
Ah, I see. Interesting. 1 year later.
Setting April 6, 1917, U.S. Congress. Woodrow Wilson enters the scene, steps up to the main podium, begins to fill in Congress about his intentions to enter the U.S. in World War I. His face flushed, looking at Congress with anxiety.
Good morning, Congress. We have many things on the agenda for today's session. First, I'd like to discuss the situations happening to our neighbors across the ocean, in Europe. As you all know very well, to this point we have been neutral, trading with all and trying to keep ourselves out of the war. This, however, has not been going well for us, because of the new prevalence of German U-boat submarines. They previously stated that they would give us warning in advance if they were intending to sink one of our trading ships. They went back on their intentions with the sinking of the USS Lusitania on May 7th, almost 2 years ago. Since then, many of our ships have been sunk by German U-boats carrying harmless cargo, civilian passengers, and U.S. sailors. And now they are starting a promise of defiance. They will now destroy all ships crossing in the waters near Great Britain and themselves. What I am proposing is that instead of taking this while sitting, we enter the war on the side of the Allies so that we can fight against the German inhumanity. Please, as Americans, it is our duty to protect the safety of our people and our cargo. And while we are out of this war, there is nothing that we can do to protect the safety and integrity of these two things.
Congress gives standing ovation to Woodrow Wilson's speech.
I object to these claims. We could solve this problem another way. Perhaps we could just stop sailing over there and stay completely out of this war by not selling any firearms at all. We are getting involved into this war for our own self-gain just because our economy is taking another dip. Sir, your reasons have nothing to do with humanity or the safety of our country and our cargo. During your campaign for presidency, you were heralded as the quote-unquote man that kept us out of the war. When now you are trying to put us into a war. That is not even our war to fight. It was and will always be a war between European powers, and I don't see a need for us to enter the war that has no point in our country's well-being.
Congress has been dismissed. In post-session, interviews have been commenced. I completely support my president's decision. I especially support going to war. I believe it is to be a good idea, seeing as we can't let all of these innocent people and expensive cargo be slaughtered and blown up, just so that a country can prove that they are superior to all others.
I, for one, am completely upset with our president's decision. I believe it to be a especially stupid one. War is not the answer, and both the president and I know that the war is not the answer. And that fighting a meaningless war will do very little good for our country. President Wilson, if you are reading this in some newspaper or tabloid, hear me out. You can come in office promising not to bring us war. You have broken this promise, and that I swear you, there will be consequences.
I, for one, believe that our president knows what he's doing. I'm confident in his decision to have us go to war. If the individuals we elected to lead our country think that it's a good idea, then it is a good idea. The interview ceases.